The tropical storm continues to pelt the island, as 17 of the survivors are now on their way to the Lorne City Police Station, which is located about 1 mile inland from the survivors' various current positions. With several friends heading to the police station, none of the others notice that Valerie Clairday and Stacey Hessler are showing serious signs of fatigue. Their body temperatures continue to increase as their heads pound fiercely. However, the signs of the fever are not noticed by the others, since their immediate attention is on the several walker encounters. They will all work together to take out any zombie threats in their path. The 17 make their way through the streets of Lorne toward the police station. As they move farther inland, the streets grow eerily quiet. However, they do hear the moaning of the undead in the distance. The moans are masked by the background of the pounding thunder. Every so often, some of the survivors hear the screams from what they believe to be other survivors throughout the city, undoubtedly being chased by the menacing zombies. The smells from the already rotting corpses in the streets sting the nostrils as some of the friends drape their shirts above their noses to hinder their grotesque smells. Just up the street, the group of survivors have spotted a bizarre-looking zombie. It has the height and build of a normal human, but is crazily deformed-looking, as if the subject's body rejected the unknown rapid virus. It stumbles about, making a hideous echoing howl, and starts to advance on the group. Valerie Clairday notices it is extremely slow-moving, barely that of a crawl, and that there is nothing else odd-looking about the zombie. Sarah Friedoff checks her trusty Royal Palms Resort travel map, and it shows that the police station is about 2 blocks north of their current position, just past this hideous creature. Jamie Donahue, Chris Canoi, Captain Jeffries, co-pilot Fitzpatrick, and Xander immediately decide that they are going to avoid this path and take the alternate route around using a series of alleyways just to the right of where they're standing. The traveler's map shows that they should connect to the adjoining street, which the police station is located on. The 5 quickly break off from the group and move into the alleys. Meanwhile, the remaining group of 12 heading to the police station by the standard map route stay on the defensive as the weird-looking zombie is now within 25 feet of them. Without warning, Manager Fossenberger and Mike Appel immediately start running towards the zombie. They use their cat-like speed to dodge by the creature with plenty of safety distance. Valerie Clairday quickly sees the 2 men are not willing to do anything to eradicate the zombie, only continuing to run past it. Valerie turns to the group and tells them with confidence,
"Just stay back. I'll take care of this one."
Scott McMullen and Kristen McLean back Valerie up as she charges up on the oddity of nature with her cricket bat. She pulls back the bat, ready to beat the life out of the zombie as payback for the many friends she has lost. Within the last couple of feet to her target, she swings with all of her might and strikes the zombie as it slightly loses its balance. The grotesquely deformed zombie's body starts to convulse violently. Valerie, not understanding what is happening, takes her last action as she throws up her arms to protect her face as the zombie sounds off a loud roar. Its body explodes like a time bomb, causing Valerie to spontaneously explode as well. The others cannot believe their eyes as Scott McMullen and Chris McLean also fall to the ground, wiping crazily at the acid burns they just received on their arms and legs. Tracy Davis and Andy Fermanick run forward with looks of devastation on their faces. Valerie was gone. The street is scarred with blood and tiny pieces from both the zombie and Valerie's bodies. The group helps Scott and Chris McLean to their feet and slowly press on, moving cautiously to the end of the street towards their destination. In the meantime, the alley travelers, including co-pilot Fitzpatrick, Captain Jeffries, Jamie Donahue, Chris Canoi, and Xander the bartender, are also moving as quietly as they can down the narrow alleyways. Xander and Fitzpatrick are leading the small group. As they make their turn to the last stretch of alley that should take them to the police station street, Fitzpatrick slips on the slick pavement and runs into a trash can making a racket. Xander helps him to his feet as they hear barking from a dangerously close distance. Not 10 feet in front of them, a Doberman races out from one of the connecting alleys and runs frantically towards Fitzpatrick and tackles him to the ground. Both briefly wrestle around on the wet pavement. The crazed, zombified dog clenches its teeth into Fitzpatrick's leg as Xander takes his katana and slices it into the dog's head. Xander finishes the poor beast and helps the pilot to his feet. Fitzpatrick splashes some water up onto his dark pants to wash away some of the blood from his light wound. Captain Jeffries replies,
"This is ridiculous. This has to be some kind of virus contamination or something. I've never seen an animal look or act anything like that in my entire life."
The group moves up to the cross alley where the Doberman came from on the right-hand side and sees that it is currently clear. They all continue moving forward down the alley, approaching the exit to the police station street. Meanwhile, the other remaining 11 friends, including Stacy Hessler, Andy Firmnick, Kristen McLean, Adam Welling, Mike Appel, Chris Herbert, Scott McMullen, Harvey, Tracy Davis, Manager Fossenberger, and Sarah Friedoff reach the corner of Giger Street. As they start to round the corner, a series of bullets are fired in their direction. The friends immediately duck and can tell that they are coming from the police station, as a few locals with weapons are guarding the entrance. Everyone groups up at the corner of Giger, where a brick building provides cover to them for the time being. Sarah Friedoff is immediately detoured from her current plan to try and obtain weapons from the police station, as she feels the situation is too dangerous and decides to head straight for Lorne City Hall. Tracy Davis turns to her 9 friends and says,
"We have come too far to turn back now. We have survived a tropical storm and crazed zombies. We are not about to let some pansy-ass rebels get in the way of the weapons we need for our survival. We can do this. Now let's move out."
Tracy is the first to turn the corner as everyone hears several shots fired from the direction of the police station. Tracy gets blown back as the bullets pierce through her. Chris Herbert quickly pulls her lifeless body to the side as Adam Welling turns to the others and yells,
"Now's our chance! Run, bitches!"
The 9 remaining survivors at the corner of Giger Street race towards the police station with their melee weapons drawn. They zigzag down the wide street using the vehicles as cover. Farther down the street to the right-hand side of the police station, Captain Jeffries, co-pilot Fitzpatrick, Chris Canoi, Jamie Donahue, and Xander the bartender slowly peek to the left to see the rebels in front of the station and one on the roof shooting at their friends. They see their chance to catch the rebels off guard and stealthily move out of the alley and advance slowly towards the police station, trying to stay undetected. Fossenberger says to the others,
"We have to get closer to the police station. I'm going to use my bow to take out some of those thugs."
As the bullets continue to whiz by, the distraction team continue to try and advance to their objective. Manager Fossenberger sees an opportunity to use his compound bow. He fires an arrow at the rebels, but misses. He then reloads as the bullets continue to hit the police car and other objects around him. He peeks his head above the vehicle to take another shot as stray bullets rip through his body, and Fossenberger falls to the ground, unresponsive. Scott McMullen shrugs off the pain from his exploder zombie wounds and charges as fast as he can to the station, screaming with his golf club drawn. One rebel focuses on Scott with his pistol and unloads several shots into Scott's torso as his pace slows and he slumps to the ground. The survivors dwindle fast as the remaining 7 make their final charge on the building, drawing the rebels' full attention. Meanwhile, the alley travelers, including Captain Jeffries, co-pilot Fitzpatrick, Chris Canoi, Jamie Donahue, and Xander, successfully reach the rebels undetected. Jamie fires an arrow from her compound bow and takes one rebel down. Both pilots work together and start beating the second rebel with their crowbar and baseball bat. The second rebel screams out in pain as the shooter on the roof turns his attention and fires several stray bullets towards the pilots. One ricochets off the concrete and nails Captain Jeffries in the arm. The third rebel on the ground floor now draws his attention to the alley survivors and tries to reload his pistol as Stacy Hessler draws her claw hammer that she found in the caretaker's bungalow and launches it into the air as it nails the third rebel in the head, instantly dropping him to the ground. The bullets from above cease as the rest of the survivors from the attack reach the entrance and quickly regroup. Chris Canoi picks up a pump shotgun from one of the dead rebels, and Captain Jeffries picks up a 9mm pistol that still has ammo. Not wasting any time or taking chances to lose what small vantage point they have gained, the 12 combined members enter the police station on the full offensive. Once inside, Harvey immediately heads to a map of the police station on the wall and locates the radio room. He runs down the left hallway for his radio room destination. Andy Firmenich, Chris Canoi, Kristen McLean, Stacy Hessler, Jamie Donahue, Captain Jeffries, Co-Pilot Fitzpatrick, Adam Welling, Mike Appel, Chris Herbert, and Xander head down the right-hand side hallway to start looking for the weapons locker, as it's not designated on the map. Approximately 10 minutes later, Chris Herbert and Adam Welling continue to help clear several rooms as the search nears completion for the weapons locker. The group makes their way down one last hallway where they believe their weapons are hopefully located. They are spotted by an additional 2 rebels that now block their current path. The 11 survivors duck behind various large benches and adjoining rooms as the rebels open fire. The bullets continue to scream by as the friends stay low behind cover. Stacy and Kristen are near each other, ducking behind one of the doorways. Stacy's head continues to pound fiercely as her vision becomes quite blurry. She tries to peer out of the doorway every few seconds, waiting for her chance to make her move on the rebels. Stacy says to the others,
"We gotta take these fools out. I'm gonna try to work my way around them."
Stacy is unable to move from her current position as the bullets are keeping the friends pinned down. Just minutes later, Xander catches a glimpse out of the corner of his eye as Stacy Hessler drops to the floor, no longer moving. Xander yells to the others.
Guys, Stacy's down. I think she's been shot.
Kristen McLean, feeling rough from the wounds she received from the exploder zombie earlier in the streets, reaches down to check on Stacy as she pulls her aside. Kristen is unable to find a pulse. Xander sees movement to the left of him, and out of the corner of his eye he sees Stacy Hessler moving to try and get back on her feet. Xander watches as Stacy quickly turns to him with a zombified face, not showing any human emotion, and without hesitation, she leeches onto Kristen McLean and chomps down onto her neck, relentlessly hanging on. Kristen and Stacy struggle as a chunk of Kristen's flesh comes off and Kristen's blood spews onto the floor and wall. Chris Canoi and Captain Jeffries continue to return gunfire, and after a few more barrages, manage to kill both of the rebels. Believing that the coast is clear, Xander runs across the hall to the doorway and uses his katana slicing into Stacy's brain. Andy Firmenich and Xander stay with Kristen as they try to stop the bleeding, but the blood continues to pour out. It only takes moments for Kristen to fade away. Andy Firmenich closes Kristen's eyes as Xander takes his katana and pierces into Kristen's head to make sure that she doesn't come back as one of those things. Meanwhile, Harvey managed to make his way to the radio room, but unfortunately was unable to get any of the equipment to work. He quickly scours the area for any useful items, and then heads off to meet up with the others. Minutes later, Harvey meets up with the group and breaks the bad news about the radio room.
Looks like the rebels smashed most of the equipment. I wasn't able to raise anyone for help. However, I did find a large message written on the wall above the radio. It said, "To any surviving Lornay officers, retreat immediately to City Hall. Mandatory evacuation necessary."
Some of the survivors start thinking about what their next destination will be, as they all pile into the weapons locker room with anticipation. Before entering, Mike Appel checks the rebels' weapons lying on the ground, but find they are useless because they're completely out of ammo. Inside the weapons locker room, the group can tell that most of the cache has been completely picked over, including all the ammo boxes being taken. However, some of the survivors are able to find some useful items. Captain Jeffries and Harvey find M16 rifles with a full clip in each weapon. Chris Herbert finds an 870 pump-action shotgun with ammo, and Xander finds a 9mm pistol with a 16-round clip. Adam Welling tries to persuade Chris Herbert to let him have his pump shotgun, but Chris does not agree, as Adam starts to raise his baseball bat to him. Seeing that Chris has the upper hand in weapons, Adam lowers his baseball bat and decides it's not worth dying over. Captain Jeffries has an extra pistol and wants to help the group out, but doesn't know who to give it to. Mike Appel looks to him and sternly says to him,
"You don't need both guns. Gimme one. I'm not gonna ask twice."
Jeffries also sees desperation in the eyes of Andy Firmenich and Jamie Donahue. Jeffries ejects the clip and the round in the chamber as he tosses the gun to the corner of the room. Mike Appel and Jamie Donahue immediately lunge for the weapon, fighting fiercely to gain possession. Mike yells to Jamie,
"What the hell are you doing? I'm stronger than you. You're not gonna win this."
He slams Jamie into one of the lockers as she forcefully drops to the ground. Mike walks and leans over to pick up his prized 9mm pistol. As he rises back up, Jamie takes her compound bow and slams it upside Mike's head, dropping him to the ground. She grabs the few remaining razor-sharp arrows from her bow and slams them down into Mike's chest. He tries to rise up as he struggles for a moment, and then his head hits the floor. Jamie grabs the pistol out of Mike's lifeless hand and loads the clip, chambering 1 round. Jamie slowly looks up to the others and says,
"Don't look at me like that. I did what I had to do. When it comes down to it, it's survival of the fittest."
Adam Welling, Andy Firmanek, and co-pilot Fitzpatrick rummage through the remaining police gear and are able to find 3 grenades. Each of the 3 take a grenade and stay close to those who found guns as they all head back to the entrance. As the survivors reach the front of the police station, co-pilot Fitzpatrick, Harvey, and Chris Herbert take out their island maps and immediately make plans to head for the Lorne City Hospital. The other remaining police station survivors, including Jamie Donahue, Andy Firmanek, Captain Jeffries, Xander, Chris Canoi, and Adam Welling, decide to make their way to City Hall.